The 10 most shocking moments caught on live television. The list below contains some of the most shocking moments caught on live television. This list holds many controversial situations, and it should not be perceived as a favorite or top list in any way, shape, or form. Number 10. Manila hostage crisis. On August 23, 2010, former police officer Roland Mendoza hijacked a tourist bus, holding 25 people hostage. Mendoza's motives were wildly hypocritical, claiming he had been unfairly dismissed from his job. A hostage situation hardly seemed fitting for the demand of a fair hearing. The 10-hour standoff was all caught on live TV. Sadly, it ended with the deaths of 8 hostages, while 7 others were injured. Mendoza was also shot down in the process, concluding this whole ordeal and ending the reign of a true madman. Number 9. 1972 Olympic Massacre. With the respected athletes who take part in the Olympic Games only able to compete every 4 years, no one expected the travesty that took place in 1972. In response to the prior arrest of 234 Palestinians, a terrorist group named Black September resorted in taking the Israeli Olympic team hostage. This act of terrorism took place in an apartment building in Munich over the course of 2 days, resulting in the death of 11 Olympians, who sadly never got their chance to compete. Because of the in-depth televised event, the terrorists were able to watch and anticipate the authorities' every move. Number 8. The fall of the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall stood for 28 long years, separating East Germany from West Berlin, but it all came crashing down over a 2-year period between 1990 and 1992. However, before the military could begin the official demolition, countless citizens got a head start with a hammer and chisel in hand. This shocking demonstration was all caught on live TV. People from all around the world watched as German citizens chipped away at this communist barrier, a sight no one expected to see. NBC's Tom Brokaw covered most of the event, capturing the long-awaited unification of Germany. Number 7. Rodney King riots in Los Angeles. Los Angeles broke out into one of the country's biggest riots ever following the acquittal of 4 police officers charged for the assault of Rodney King. Thousands of people took part in the riots over a 6-day period, and the TV cameras caught it all. People watched the horrific event from their homes, shocked by the extent of violence that took place. Everything from looting, arson, assault, and killings were fed into TV screens across the country. This brutal flood of anarchy resulted in the deaths of 53 people, leaving over 2,000 injured. Police brutality is a serious matter and should never be overlooked. Number 6. Japanese tsunami. Natural disasters are common fare in many Hollywood movies, but when CNN captured the harrowing sight of the tsunami that hit Japan in 2011, it wasn't easy to watch. The monstrous waves reached heights of up to 40.5 meters, turning countless towns into watery tombs. The rushing waters devastated everything in its path. Boats, cars, roadways, it didn't matter. The destruction was insurmountable. The tragic event took the lives of over 13,000 people and resulted in $235 billion in damages, making it the costliest natural disaster in world history. To capture such a world disaster on camera is rare, but it shows the impact Mother Nature can have, reminding us not everything we see in the movies is fiction. Number 5. Waco Siege. When the ATF, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, obtained a search warrant for a compound owned by the religious group Branch Davidian, the last thing they expected was a full-tilt firefight. The group was expected of weapons violations, which clearly turned out to be true since the ATF was fired at before they could even conduct their search. This resulted in the deaths of 4 ATF agents and 6 Branch Davidians, but the gun battle didn't end there. A siege was then initiated by the FBI, which lasted a long 51 days. Number 4. Challenger tragedy. On January 8, 1986, American shuttle orbiter Challenger lifted off, despite the warning of cold temperatures. Sadly, 73 seconds after launch, the shuttle exploded into a plume of smoke and fire, killing the whole crew inside. This tragedy was viewed by millions who watched in disbelief as the burning spacecraft plummeted into the Atlantic Ocean. Adding to the shock and sorrow was the death of Krista McAuliffe, a civilian high school teacher who was aboard the craft. She had earned the spot through NASA's Teacher in Space program. This tragedy led to a 2-year-long hiatus from NASA. Flights resumed again in September 1988. Number 3. Oswald Assassination. The lone sniper who took the life of John F. Kennedy met a similar fate, though his was more point-blank. On November 24, 1963, Lee Harvey Oswald was shot in the abdomen during his transfer from the Dallas police station to a nearby county jail. His shooter turned out to be nightclub operator Jack Ruby, who deliberately stepped out of the crowd surrounding Oswald and shot him point-blank. This incident was caught on live TV, where the country watched as the man who killed their president received the ultimate form of karma. Number 2. The moon landing. While it wasn't necessarily caught on live television, one of the most important events in history was viewed by 600 million people live from their living rooms. The year is 1969. The mission: send a man to the moon. What seemed like an impossibility became reality when the aforementioned 600 million watched as world-famous astronaut Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the moon. Armstrong's famous words, "One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," says it best. There is, however, a lot of discrepancy concerning the actuality of the whole thing. Many conspiracy theories have been circulating since Apollo 11 first landed the 2 astronauts on the moon. Regardless of what you believe, this was truly an awe-inspiring moment for millions and will always be remembered as one of the most watched events on television. Number 1. 9/11. When a plane crashed into the North Tower of the World Trade Center, major news channels quickly began airing a live feed of the incident. Shortly after the cameras started rolling, a second plane collided with the South Tower, sending a chill down the spine of all those who watched this horror unfold. Clouds of smoke filled the sky as the 110-story skyscrapers burned above New York City. The panic in New York took a turn for the worst when the towers came crashing down in a menacing wave of dust and smoke. This vile attack was coordinated by Islamic terrorist group Al-Qaeda and resulted in the death of nearly 3,000 people. September 11th is one of the saddest days in American history. The shocking live footage will forever be a haunting memory for all those who watched.